All right, guys, welcome back. We are back with some more videos that I lose sleep over. We got some more videos from Slapped Ham. Thank you guys for stopping by. Hope you're well, wherever you are, whatever time it is. And let's get right into the video.
How you doing? I'm Callan, and this is Slapped Ham. You're about to see some of the scariest content going around the
It's already
internet.
scary.
So hit that subscribe button and get ready for more freaky videos, just like this. This is one of the strangest and most chilling paranormal encounters recorded in recent years. One that begins with a simple drive through rural North Carolina and ends in a desperate 911 call that still leaves investigators baffled. The man at the center of it, known only as T, was driving north through Pender County late at night on July 31st, 2021. It was just after 11 p.m, pitch black on a remote stretch of Route 210 near the Morris Creek National Battlefield, an area already steeped in ghost stories. T's air conditioning wasn't working, so his window was rolled down as he drove his noisy pickup through the dark countryside. That's when he saw it. Up ahead, in the ditch beside the road, was what looked like a man covered in blood, streaks of red running down his head and torso. T said the man looked dazed, staring blankly as the truck roared past. Convinced he'd just witnessed a terrible accident, he immediately picked up his phone and dialed 911 to report the injured man.
Tennessee 911, what's the address of your emergency?
I'm driving on 210. I just crossed the Black River, and I thought I saw a guy standing on the side of the road bleeding.
But during that call, something else happened. Something far stranger. About 30 seconds into the call, T heard a massive thump on the back of his truck. The whole vehicle jolted. Startled, he looked in his mirror and caught a flash of something pale. Then, turning on his bed light, he saw a white, skeletal face pressed up against his rear window. Whatever it wasn't human.
What was that, sir?
That's not human! That's not human!
Sir, are you okay, sir?
There's something in the back of my truck!
T slammed his foot on the accelerator, speeding up to nearly 80 miles an hour. Then, just as quickly, he stomped the brakes, sending the creature flying off the roof and tumbling onto the road behind him. Glancing in the mirror, he saw it stand up. Thin, 7 feet tall, its skin ghostly white, its limbs impossibly long, before it bolted into the trees. T didn't stop driving until he reached the Quickmark gas station 7 miles up the road. Trembling, he waited there for nearly 15 minutes until police arrived. When officers from the Pender County Sheriff's Department and North Carolina Highway Patrol inspected his truck, they found deep scratch marks on the cab roof, matching where something might have clung to the vehicle. Deputies searched the area with drones and flashlights, but found no trace of the bleeding man or the creature.
According to the CAD notes and the deputy reports, this thing jumped into the back of his pickup truck and began to actually beat on the top of the cab of his truck. You could actually hear something beating on the top of the truck. The caller stated that it was beating and scratching on the top of the cab of his truck. He actually stated that he was able to engage his bed light and was able to somewhat identify this object that was in the back of his truck. At some point, he was able to slam on his brakes, and the force of inertia actually threw this thing out over his hood and onto the highway, where this thing stood up in the roadway, made its way to the wood line, and disappeared in the woods.
Law enforcement ultimately classified it as a traffic incident, but the responding sheriff confirmed the report and later said, "This is one of those things we may never have an answer to."
I don't know for sure what he saw or what he experienced that night, but it was obvious that he was distraught on the 911 call. I'm afraid it's probably just one of those things in this world that we may not ever know the answer to.
Over time, T sold the truck, got rid of his phone, and moved away. For years, he tried to forget until 2025, when the YouTube channel Carolina Case Files convinced him to tell his story publicly, releasing both the official police report and the haunting 911 recording.
I still remember the jolt of the truck, the fear, everything. I remember pretty much everything just in that one moment.
T's description of the creature, hairless, pale, with stretched limbs and hollow eyes, matches what folklore calls the pale crawler or rake, a humanoid cryptid often reported across North America. Skeptics argue the story
Rake was just like a creepypasta, but maybe it's more than that. Maybe it is a mythical creature.
could be exaggerated or misinterpreted, but if the call, the scratches, and the police reports are all genuine, something unexplainable happened on that dark North Carolina road. So what really jumped onto that truck that night? A trick of the mind, or something else hiding in the black woods of Pender County?
YouTube Premium is ad-free YouTube and video downloads, so you can watch cooking shows as you eat airplane food. YouTube Premium, it's way more than ad-free. Try 1 month on us.
A strange and fiery scene lit up the night skies over eastern China on September 12, 2025, when residents across Shandong province reported witnessing what looked like a bright aerial object streaking through the atmosphere before being struck by something and exploding in a flash of light. Videos captured from multiple cities, including Weifang and Rizhao, show what appears to be a glowing orb crossing the sky at high speed. A few seconds later, another projectile, possibly a missile, seems to intercept it, resulting in a massive explosion that briefly illuminates the clouds. Witnesses say the blast was followed by booming sounds so loud they rattled windows and shook buildings. CCTV footage shared widely on Weibo, China's largest social media platform, quickly went viral, gathering more than 150 million views within days. Comments flooded in, with theories ranging from a meteor strike to a UFO shootdown. Some claimed the glowing object was part of a foreign surveillance operation. Others said it was an alien craft brought down by Chinese missiles. Adding to the mystery, local authorities denied knowledge of any such incident. Neither Shandong's Emergency Management Department nor China's Defense Ministry offered a statement. However, analysts noted that just days earlier, China's Maritime Safety Administration had issued warnings for live-fire military exercises in nearby Bohai Bay, scheduled from September 12th to 14th.
Something that big, though, there's got to be some, like, crash coverage, you know? Or people who went to the crash site, like, getting footage. Something that huge.
The timing and proximity have led many to suspect this was part of a missile interception drill, possibly testing anti-air or hypersonic defense systems. Still, without official confirmation, speculation continues to swirl. Some claim the intercepted object moved too erratically to be a meteor. Others insist the explosion pattern suggests a deliberate strike. As one Weibo user put it, if it was just a military exercise, why won't anyone admit it? Was it a classified weapons test, a meteor strike gone wrong, or something stranger altogether?
Okay, so I haven't done a walkthrough video like a before and after since I moved in. So since I just got here...
A shop owner is preparing to open for the day when they suddenly hear strange noises coming from the back of the store. You can hear rustling and faint movement coming from one of the rear rooms, as if someone or something is back there. When the owner steps inside, the room appears empty, except for one unsettling detail. Sitting in the corner is an old antique doll. They pan the camera around, no intruder, no sign of anyone hiding, but when they turn to leave and walk back into the main showroom, the silence is broken by something deeply chilling. the faint, unmistakable sound of a child's giggle echoing through the shop. Was it a coincidence? An old toy triggering on its own, or something far more sinister haunting this store? Eerie footage from Los Angeles has gone viral after residents captured what appears to be a massive V-shaped UFO hovering silently above the city. The object, illuminated by a row of bright lights, reportedly lingered in the sky for nearly 30 minutes before vanishing without a trace. Two witnesses filmed the event from their balcony, submitting the footage to the National UFO Reporting Center, or NUFORC. The mysterious craft appeared to be black in color, with extremely bright lights running along the underside of its V-shaped hull, a shape many compared to the iconic F-117 Nighthawk stealth fighter, though that aircraft is designed to be nearly invisible and carries no exterior lights. NUFORC has logged several similar reports this year, wedge or boomerang-shaped objects seen across the United States, often silent, often glowing. The sighting coincides with a surge of global UFO activity. Earlier this year, declassified footage of the infamous Mosul Orb, a metallic sphere filmed by a US reconnaissance plane over Iraq, reignited debate over military encounters with unidentified objects. Adding to the intrigue, Director of National Intelligence Tulsi Gabbard recently stated that she believes aliens could exist and vowed to share the truth when she's able. Gabbard hinted she has access to classified UFO information but remains restricted by security protocols.
Looks like she's seen some things.
Sticking with UAP sightings, an engineer and father named Andy Hartley, known online as Diaries of a Thalassophile, recently captured what he described as a great orb show in the skies above Coffs Harbour, New South Wales. The sighting took place on June 10th, 2025, when Andy and several others watched as glowing orbs of light hovered and shifted across the night sky for more than 40 minutes. The objects reportedly flashed and pulsed, shifting colours from green to blue, white and red, and at times splitting apart into 2, 3 or even 4 separate lights before drifting back together again.
That's unsettling.
Hartley, a trained engineer, ruled out common explanations. No aircraft appeared on flight tracker apps, and he emphasised that the movements, hovering, darting and changing direction at sharp angles, didn't match any known drone, plane or satellite behaviour. He described the experience as definitely unidentified, noting that the orbs moved in intelligent, deliberate patterns but offered no sound or trace. Multiple witnesses, at least 4 people, confirmed seeing the same lights that night. One described them as pulsing and alive, while another said they felt as though the lights were aware of being watched. Hartley himself admitted he even tried to connect with the phenomenon, calling out and flashing lights in response, but said there was no reaction. He compared the event to similar orb sightings reported around the world, where groups of glowing spheres have appeared to hover, split apart, and rejoin with an almost organic motion. For now, the mysterious Coffs Harbour orbs remain unexplained, part of a growing number of credible UAP encounters witnessed by ordinary citizens and professionals alike. Coming up in our last segment, in just a few seconds, we take a listen to some startling claims coming from a congressman about aliens living in our oceans. But before we do, remember to hit that like button and leave some comments below. The more you interact with our channel, the more you'll see us in your feed.
What if these are entities that are here on this earth, that have been on this earth, that who knows how long?
A startling new claim from Tennessee Congressman Tim Burchett, co-chair of the UAP caucus, has reignited global debate about unidentified aerial and now underwater phenomena. In a viral video posted to X on September 17, 2025, Burchett suggested that advanced non-human entities could be hiding deep beneath the ocean in what he described as 5 or 6 underwater UFO bases off the coast of the United States.
But we have a higher propensity of sightings around these 5 or 6, I believe, deep water areas.
Speaking casually outside the Capitol in Washington, Burchett told UFO research.
I think like the Native Americans before the Pilgrims came to Americas, like I feel like they would know a lot about this shit. If they're saying the United States coast, like they must have seen things for years and years and years, and who's gonna go like interview them, you know?
Researcher and filmmaker Red Panda Koala that he's heard credible reports from naval personnel who've tracked underwater crafts traveling hundreds of miles per hour, speeds far beyond any known human technology. We have sightings of these underwater crafts that they're chasing, he explained, adding that the fastest US Navy subs can barely manage 40 miles per hour underwater.
We have naval personnel telling me that we have these sightings and that there's these underwater craft they're chasing that are doing hundreds of miles an hour, and the best we've got is something that does maybe just a little under 40 miles an hour.
He went on to suggest that these entities might not be arriving from outer space at all, but could have been on Earth for millennia, hidden within the deep ocean's unexplored regions. We know more about the face of the moon than what's down there, Burchett said, pointing to an unusually high concentration of sightings over deep water zones. Following Burchett's remarks, UFO researcher Dr. Michael Sala expanded on the claim, identifying one possible location, a region near the Bahamas known as the Tongue of the Ocean. He says this area, which drops suddenly to depths of nearly 3,000 feet, is home to numerous reports of glowing craft diving into or emerging from the sea. Dr. Sala also highlighted the nearby Atlantic Undersea Test and Evaluation Center, a US Navy facility often referred to as the Underwater Area 51. Sala claims to have interviewed multiple whistleblowers, including one identified only as JP, a US Army insider who alleged he was taken aboard a hybrid alien-human submarine on a mission to a submerged base, a vast domed city said to contain a white pyramid-like structure. According to the story, the mission involved retrieving an artifact, though no photos or evidence have ever surfaced. Despite the lack of hard proof, Burchett's comments have fueled fresh speculation about the existence of USOs, unidentified submerged objects, that move effortlessly between air and water. Critics argue the congressman's claims rely too heavily on anecdotal accounts, while believers say it's part of a broader pattern of increased transparency and whistleblower testimony surrounding UAP phenomena. Even Burchett admits he doesn't have all the answers, only more questions, but his remarks underline a growing sense in Washington that the mystery may run deeper than anyone imagined, perhaps literally beneath the waves. So what do you think? Are these underwater USOs just misunderstood military tech, or could something ancient and intelligent really be hiding in the depths of Earth's oceans? Over on our second channel, we take a deep dive into the bizarre case of the Hexham Heads.
In the quiet town of Hexham, in the picturesque landscapes of Northumberland, England, an ordinary garden gave rise to an extraordinary mystery. It began innocently enough in 1971, or perhaps 1972, depending on the account, when two young boys, Colin and Leslie Robson, unearthed a pair of stone heads while digging in the backyard of their family home at 3 Reed Avenue. What followed
freaky.
was a bizarre tale of supernatural phenomena, scientific scrutiny, and unresolved questions. One that continues to intrigue and baffle nearly 50 years later.
If you want to hear the full story, there's a link in the description below, and it's pinned in the comments.
Definitely. Should definitely check
Now,
that
if you want to
out.
watch some more scary ghost videos, then hit these 2 links right there. Remember to follow us on all our other socials as well. All the links are in the description box down below there.
And that's it for me. I'll see you all next time.
All right. And that is it for us too, gang. Thank you guys for coming by. And hope to see you soon. Have a good one.